Guys, what's up? I hope you are doing absolutely fine. Very good morning, my dear friends. I hope you are doing fantastic. And welcome to lecture number 4. Dear friends, quickly share the link to your friends so that they can also join it very quickly. Very good morning, friends. Very good morning. I hope you're doing wonderful. Yes, people, come on. Super good morning. Yes, getting messages as well. People have joined us from app. Okay. Very good morning. Very good morning. And very good morning. This is the lecture number 4. Definitely, we will complete. Today's target is to complete. Today's target is to achieve a lot of things. Today, we will do some writing practice. Yes, I will discuss how to write an answer. First, I will complete chapter number 1 and then I will be covering that. Today, I will also start with chapter number 2. Yes, today I will also start with chapter number 2. Yes, friends. Very good morning. Very good morning. This is class number 4. Every day after the lecture, we tend to upload all these notes in the app. So anybody require all these notes, it is there in the app itself. Very good morning, my dear friends. Okay, without any delay, let's start with class number 4. Okay, without any delay. Now, friends, you already know we have covered a lot of topic, my dear friend. We already covered a lot of topic. We have covered section 8. We have covered what is OPC, that is one person company. We have covered what is private. We have also covered what is public. These important chunk of topic is already been covered, my dear friends. Let's get started with the new and the fresh topic, that is what is listed company. Yes, this is the super new topic, what is listed company. Friends, I have already mentioned, I'm also mentioning in lecture number 4 that institute, whatever it is as mentioned in chapter number 1, that in the preliminary chapter, they have tried to cover all the definition. But you know what I have did? I have divided all the definition throughout the chapter. Say example, there is a concept called as key managerial personnel. It is there in chapter 1. But you know what? I have covered it in chapter number 2 where that concept will come. So don't worry about anything. Yes, I am just covering everything. But you have to stay very strong and make sure you're writing notes with me. Yes, in first chapter, till now, till lecture 4, we have covered very, very important discussion that what is the hierarchy in the Companies Act, what is the jurisdiction, then different type of company, be it private company, public company, OPC, small company, and now today we are discussing listed company. In the last lecture, I have discussed what is Section 8 company. Section 8 is a very super concept, important for the examination perspective. Number 2, I have discussed what is OPC in the last lecture itself. Let me show you too. This is the class number 1 notes, my dear friend. How company law has been enacted, what is the hierarchy, I have already discussed this. Then what is basically the company, then the features, then each common seal is required or not, then the different type of company what I've started. I've also covered in class 2, you can see here, I've also covered in class 2 what will be the replication if members, if in the private or public company minimum number of members rule is not followed. I've covered all these things. Then holding company, subsidiary company, government company, associate company, small company. Yes, with all the important ruling. Then section 8 company. So I have discussed in class 3 and 2. In class 3, I have discussed the remaining part of section 8, and I have discussed a very important topic, that is section 8 company. Yes, what will be the role of nominee, and henceforth I have discussed all these important concepts. Now today we are starting with listed company. Yes, we are starting with listed company. Very important topic, but equally very easy topic. I want to know in the chat box what is listed company. Come on, I want to know in the chat box what is listed company, what you know about listed company. Come on, what do you understand by listed company? This is the first question I wanted to ask. Yes, you tell me, what is the meaning of listed company? Listed company, superb. Listed company means whose shares are listed. Where shares are listed is the right answer, but where it is listed, that is the next question. It is listed, it is absolutely perfect, but where it is listed, that is the next question. Where it is listed, come on, where it is listed. Superb. Stock exchange. So let me define what is listed company. So listed company means a company. Okay, listed company means a company whose securities, I will repeat again, listed company means company whose securities. Now friends, in chapter number 3, I will discuss what is securities. The definition is very huge, very vast. You should ultimately, you will understand what is the basic meaning of securities. Just give me some time till chapter 3. But still, for your understanding, I am writing shares, debentures, bonds. So if you are a company whose shares, debentures, bond, yes, shares, debentures, bond are listed. Now friends, where it is listed? It is listed in RSC. Come on, repeat after me. RSC. What is the meaning of RSC? RSC means recognized stock exchange. RSC means recognized stock exchange. So whenever I say recognized, everybody thinks that recognized stock exchange means NSE and BSE. Wrong. Whenever I say recognized stock exchange means exchange which is registered with central government. I will repeat again. Whenever I say recognized stock exchange, people always imagine that it is NSE and BSE. Answer is absolutely wrong. Recognized stock exchange means exchange which is come on everybody, which is registered with central government. So we don't only have NSE, BSE, we also have NSE, BSE. There are stock exchanges like Ahmedabad Stock Exchange. Yes, we have stock exchange called as Madras Stock Exchange. We have stock exchange called as Metropolitan Stock Exchange. So my dear friends, whatever you see, it is not real. NSE BSE is one of the stock exchange which is totally recognized. So in recognized stock exchange, we have BSE, we have NSE. So Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange are just the example. We have MSC, that is Metropolitan Stock Exchange. We have one more stock exchange called as Ahmedabad Stock Exchange. We have one more stock exchange, Delhi Stock Exchange. So simple concept is we don't only have two stock exchanges. There are a lot of stock exchanges which are registered with the central government. I hope it is super duper clear. So if a company's securities are listed where, my dear friends, it is listed on recognized stock exchange. Repeat after me, it is listed on recognized stock exchange. So whenever it is listed on recognized stock exchange, that means your company is a listed company. So previously in foundation we always used to say this much, but today you are in CA Inter. Now in CA Inter, you guys have to discuss bit more. That is exception. Now I will be discussing the exception. So if I just break down the exceptions, exception means even your company, the securities are listed on recognized stock exchange, but I will be considering you not a listed company. I will repeat again, you will be not considered as a listed company. Even your securities are listed, but still we will be not considering you as a listed company, So whenever companies securities are listed on a recognized stock exchange, whenever I say recognize, it does not mean only NSE, BSE, MSE. It has various other stock exchanges which is registered with central government. So if your securities are registered with them, you guys need to understand a very simple concept. If it is registered, then friends, you have to follow. Then you are a listed company. And if you're a listed company, then you not only have to follow Companies Act, but also the rules and regulation of SEBI. Yes, if you're a listed company, then you have to follow not only Companies Act but also provision of SEBI. Now what is the meaning of SEBI? SEBI is a regulator of a capital market. Yes, SEBI is a regulator of stock market, to be very in a simple and precise meaning. SEBI stands for Securities Exchange Board of India. Securities Exchange Board of India, SEBI. So if a company's securities are listed on recognized stock exchange like DSE, BSE, MSE, NSE, so my dear friends, you guys need to understand a very simple concept. Then you're a listed company. Let me discuss the exception. Exception means even your securities are listed on recognized stock exchange, but still I will be considering you as an unlisted company. Now friends, let me discuss the exception. First I will write the exception which is there in your institute module, but also I will update you what is happening in the current market. But let me give an understanding. Dear friends, you guys need to understand, whenever I say that I am a listed company, people always imagine that it's a public company. You guys need to understand. See, why these exceptions were introduced. These exceptions were introduced with a simple motive that companies can easily go listing, they can basically go easy listing. But the compliance burden, what they are facing, it is huge. But friends, let's understand what is the meaning of listing. See friends, example, I have issued debentures to you. Imagine that I have issued debentures to you. Correct? If I have issued debentures to you, you guys need to understand a very simple thing. I will give you back. I will do the repayment. Not now. After maybe example 8 years. After 10 years. Now guys need to understand. You have paid me money in 2025 and I will refund you maybe in the year 2035. Guys need to understand, 10 year is a very long period. 10 year is a very long period. You guys need to understand, if 10 year is such a huge time period, you have to just understand this. If an investor want to take exit from the investment, if an investor, that means you who has given money to me and I have given you debentures example. Now friends, you want to take exit, maybe you have some emergency, you need some finance thing. So like guys, how you will take exit? Friends, you guys take exit by selling those securities. Now friends, where you will tend to find a buyer? Will you go in market and you will say debenture? No friend, there should be a ready market, there should be a thing, there should be a mechanism where you can sell off your shares or sell off your debentures, where the company will redeem, but not now, maybe after 5 years, 10 years, or maybe at during the process of wind up. So friends, listing of securities always help the investor to get the exit opportunity. I hope you understand this. So listing will always give a benefit of what? Benefit that investor can take exit. Exit from where? Exit from the investment. So if that person has invested for longer horizon, but in case of some emergency, that person can quickly sell off their securities and take exit. I hope you understand what is the purpose of listing. The basic purpose, let me write it here only. The basic purpose, number one, is the exit opportunity. That means if you are investor today, whereby you will get that money after 10 years, after 15 years, or maybe after 30 years. So guys, if you want an exit, you can quickly take an exit. How you can take quick exit? Very simple, by selling of your shares in the stock market. Okay, next is publicity. Whenever company conducts the process of listing, there is a directly or indirectly marketing of the company. So example called as company called as Dream Flocks. I have never heard about this thing. I have never heard about all these things. All this company called as Dream Flocks. But you know what happened? The at the time company came up with the IPO, I got to know about the company by reading the prospectus of the company. Now, whenever I say the word prospectus means what? Prospectus means kind of biodata of the company, where investor will read everything about the company and they will decide they want to invest it or not. So, by reading the prospectus of Dreamflocks, I have understood that friends, listed company tend to get benefit from publicity. Yes, so exit opportunity, publicity. Sometimes people do listing for fundraising. Now, I will not say sometime, but majority of time is the issue is for fundraising. So these are the, you can say, real reasons. Yes, these are the kind of real reasons. What is this, sir? These are the kind of real reasons. Reasons for what? Reasons for listing. These are some real reasons. Now, friends, we have understood what is listed company. We have also understood what are the reasons of listing. Two items are covered. Let us understand that why SEBI rules and regulations are applied. You guys need to understand, whenever company is listed, that means the involvement of the public will very high. Yes, so always remember, the involvement of the public will be very high. Yes, lot of people will be involved in this whole process. Lot of people will be involved. So guys, long story short, if a lot of people will be involved, huge public participation is involved. So guys, we need to protect the interest of investor. Now, how we'll protect the interest of investor? That means we need, listed company need what? Listed company need more compliance. Listed company need more compliance. Listed company need more and more compliance. Whenever I say listed company need more and more compliance, that means what? That means they will have to follow procedure of a company law plus the guideline issued by Securities Exchange Board of India. You guys need to understand, if they need more compliance, the cost of compliance, let me repeat the word called as cost of compliance. Cost of compliance means what? Cost of compliance means they have to appoint company secretary, they have to appoint chartered accountant, they have to appoint other lawyer. You guys need to understand, these all people tend to take fees, and the cost of running the company increases drastically. I hope you understand this. Easy. Now, whenever we are studying exception, see, I just wanted to say the exception. I would have easily say, oh, these are the exemptions. But you guys need to understand why people do listing. You need to understand why they have to follow more compliance and what they have to follow. I hope you understand this. Now let me discuss the exception. Exception means your company's securities will be listed, but I will be not considering you as a listed company. Let me discuss this with a very simple first exception. Okay. First exception is applicable on which company? Public company. First exception is applicable on which company? Public company. Which company? Public company. Repeat after me. Which company? Public company. Okay. Which company? Come on, everybody. Which company? Public company. Which company? Public company. Is the public company. The exception is applicable on public company. It says exception will be triggered. Exception will be triggered if this public company which has not listed its equity shares. I will repeat again. Which has not listed its equity shares. Friends, if public company has not listed its equity shares, that means the company is still a unlisted company. Public company has not raised funds via equity. Company has not raised funds via equity. That means the company is listed company, but they have raised funds. Sir, but they have raised funds. They have raised money, but it has two instruments what they have issued. Instrument number one, they have issued NCD. They've issued what? NCD, non-convertible debentures. What they have issued? They have issued non-convertible debenture, or they have issued NCRPS, non-convertible redeemable preference shares. I will repeat again. If you are a public company whose equity shares are not listed, that means huge public is not involved. Say example, yes, if Yes Bank shares are listed worth rupees, example 30 rupees, any Tom, Dick and Harry can buy the shares of Yes Bank and be an investor of Yes Bank. You guys need to understand, if the share of the company is listed on the exchange, then my dear friends, huge public involvement will be there. But here what I'm saying, if you're a public company which is not listed its equity, that means the company is unlisted, but they have raised their funds, either via NCD. NCD means non-convertible debentures. Either via NCD, that means non-convertible debenture, or with the help of non-convertible redeemable preferences or non-convertible redeemable preferences. Two things: NCD, that is non-convertible debenture. Second, non-convertible redeemable preferences. So if your company, which company? Public company. Repeat after me. Which company? Public company. Which has not listed its equity, which has not listed its equity. That means the company is unlisted, but their NCD, that is non-convertible debenture, their NCD, that is non-convertible debenture, or they have raised funds with the help of non-convertible redeemable preferences, non-convertible debentures or non-convertible redeemable preferences. Yes. So whenever they have followed, that means whenever they were planning to raise NCD, so they have followed a process called as, they have raised fund with the help of NCD on private placement basis. They raise the funds. This public company whose equity is not listed. But what is listed there? NCD is listed. NCD means non-convertible debentures. It's listed. But they have issued this NCD not to the public, but to the private placement. What is private placement? Private placement means they have not gone to public. They have just invited few investors, identified investors, and offered them NCD. Say example, 23 investors. So I have called 23 investors, I gave them NCD on private placement. I have not gone to public. I just called them and I just gave them the NCD. Private placement. Say example, these 23 investors will be there with me for longer period of time. These investors will be there in the business for longer period of time. Now if they want to take exit, now they can take exit by selling their NCD in the stock exchange. But friends, I am discussing now the exception. Now friends, they have issued NCD on which basis? Private placement basis, as per SEBI issue listing ILDS, that is debt securities regulation 2008. Now this friends, this is now been amended, but institute has not incorporated this, but still I will tell you what is the amended rule. Now friends, you're a public company, yes, whose shares are not listed, that means whose equity is not listed, correct? But their non-convertible debentures is listed. Yes. But on what basis they have issued? They have issued on PP basis. PP means private placement basis. They have not gone to public and they have followed SEBI regulation, that is SEBI issue and listing of debt securities regulation 2008. If you don't remember in the exam, you will just write as per SEBI regulation. If you don't remember the examination, you just write SEBI regulation. That's it. If you don't remember anything, just write SEBI regulation. So non-convertible debentures on private placement, and they have followed SEBI ILDS, issue and listing of debt securities. Now you are listed. Yes, you are listed. You're listed on recognized stock exchange. You're listed on recognized stock exchange. You are. Your equity should not be listed. But what is listed? Non-convertible debentures. Where it is listed? On recognized stock exchange. But you will get an exemption. Even if you are non-convertible debentures are listed, I am giving you exception. That means you will be considered as not a listed company. See, I want to give you more and more flexibility. I want to reduce the compliance burden on you. But mind you, you will get this exception or you can get this benefit only and only if your NCD is issued on PP basis. PP basis means private placement basis. Number two, you have followed the SEBI regulation. If these two criteria is duly followed and your equity is not listed, so friends, if you're a public company, good news, you will be not considered as listed company. Easy, very, very simple, very, very easy. Non-convertible debentures. So, recap the whole provision. If you're a public company, okay, whose equity is not listed, whose equity is not listed. Yes, but what is listed? Sir, NCD is listed. They have raised fund with the help of NCD, but they have issued NCD. NCD means non-convertible debentures. They have issued NCD by following which rules? Sir, they used PP rules. PP rules means private placement, and they followed SEBI regulation ILDS, issue and listing disclosure, that is, issue and listing of debt securities regulation 2008. Even if your NCD is listed, I will be giving you some exemptions. Yes, second was either it is NCD, either it is NCD, or either it is non-convertible redeemable preferences. So if you have issued, you have not raised fund with the help of equity share, you are raising fund with the help of NCRPS. NCRPS means non-convertible redeemable preferences. Non-convertible redeemable preferences. Friends, again, you have issued this on what basis? On private placement basis. On what basis? Private placement basis. And you have followed what? You have followed SEBI regulation. You have followed what? You have followed SEBI regulation. You have followed what? Followed SEBI regulation. Yes or no? You have followed which regulation? SEBI regulation. So, the which SEBI regulation, sir? SEBI, yes, issue listing of NCRPS regulation 2013. Now, if you don't remember this regulation, you just write that NCRPS was issued or listed on private placement basis, and they have followed what? They have followed SEBI regulation. Easy, simple. You just have to write as per SEBI regulation. If you don't remember, friends. Now, friends, let me tell you, let me recap everything. The first exception, very, very important exception, that you are a public company, you are a public company whose equity shares are not listed, but you have raised a fund with the help of NCD, that is non-convertible debentures. You have issued non-convertible redeemable preference shares on PP basis. Either this, friends, either this. In between it is or either this. Either this. I think the screen is free. Just give me 1 second, friends. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Whatever I'm writing, it is not appearing. I think, yes. Now it is moving. Yes, I hope you can see that I have written this thing, and this thing. I have already written. Just again, it is not moving. Just give me 1 second. Yes, now it is totally moving. Just give me 1 second, friends. If it is not moving, then whatever I will write, you will not able to. Just give me 1 second. Let's take 2 minutes break and let me just fix this. Just give me 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. सर दिख तो रहा है आईपैड, बट आईपैड मूव नहीं हो रही है. क्या पहले? Yes. So, guys, let me just quickly fix this. So, let me just fix this, friends. Please stay patient. So, just now we have completed the first exception. I'm just giving you the thing. Yes, sir. It is not coming. Nah. See what I have written. ये अभी आया. अभी आया सर, but it is not. अभी move हो रहा है. हाँ. It's working. It's working. सर मैंने भी किया था. अब ये देखो, अभी आ रहा है. ओके, नो इश्यूज. क्लियर, ऑल क्लियर, ऑल क्लियर. ओके. Yes, people. Yes, people. I think this is sorted. Yes. The issue is sorted. Now issue is sorted. Okay. So quickly come back, friend. First exception. It was if you're a public company whose equity is not listed. But friends, what is listed? Your NCD, that is non-convertible debentures, that is listed on which basis? It is issued on PP basis, or your non-convertible redeemable preference shares. Your non-convertible redeemable preference shares is listed on PP basis, but you have followed the SEBI regulation. Mind you, your equity should not be listed. Your equity should not be listed. Your equity should not be listed. Let me give you an example and then you tell me. Example, Yes Bank, whose equity is listed by the way, whose equity is listed by the way, whose equity is listed by the way, just again, here, whose equity is listed by the way, and they're asking in the exam that Yes Bank is planning to issue, and Yes Bank is planning to issue. Planning to issue what, my dear friends? They're planning to issue non-convertible debentures. What they're planning to issue? Non-convertible debentures. On what basis? So I am writing the basis as well. On the basis, that is private placement basis. On what basis, my dear friends? Private placement basis. So friends, simple story. Question is, will they get the special exemption? The answer is no. Tell me why. Because friends, their equity is ultimately listed. If their equity is ultimately listed, we will not even give a damn. What about NCD and NCBRS? Yes. So example, let me give you one more example. Have you heard about company called as Pharmeasy? Pharmeasy. So Pharmeasy is basically a company who is into online delivery of medicines, and their company called as API Holding Limited. So I'm the shareholder of the company. That's the reason I know all these things. The company is unlisted, by the way. So how you become shareholder of the company? It was allotted me privately. Okay, so the company has not did public issue. Now they're planning to issue. Now they're planning to issue NCD. NCD means non-convertible debentures. On what basis? On basis, which basis? Private placement basis. Question is, should we consider the exemption part? Yes, we can easily expect this. Why, my dear friends? Very simple. Because it is complying with the conditions. I hope you understood. So let me quickly revise what is the meaning of listed company. Listed company means company whose securities are listed on recognized stock exchange. Now, whenever I say recognize means it is registered with the central government. Now, why people do listing? People do listing for three reasons: exit opportunity, publicity, fundraising. Now, whenever the company will be listed company, they will have to follow more and more about company law, more and more provision of SEBI. Now, this is basically increasing the compliance burden. So that is the reason first exception is given to the public company. First exception is given to which company? Public company. Which company? Public company. Now, this public company will do what? The public company will do a very simple thing. What simple thing? That NCD which has been issued on private placement basis. Your non-convertible redeemable preferences which is issued on private placement basis. But always remember, always remember, always remember. Now what needs to be remembered? The things that need to be remembered is that equity should not be listed. If this is the case, then friends, you guys need to understand that you will get the exemption. Easy. Just let me fix this thing. Yes, I hope you understand this. Just give me 1 second. Giving the same issue. Yes, I think now it is moving as well. Same issue. Just give me 1 second to contact the technical team for this. But I hope you're there, friends. Just a second. Yes. No, just give me again a second, friends. It's giving a technical glitch. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just give me 1 minute. Again, it is not at all moving. Friends, let's take a break of 10 minutes so that we can quickly solve this technical glitch. Meanwhile, my dear friends, you can quickly go and revise these things. These things means I cannot, I have scrolled it. That is all the things what we have studied in last three class. Okay, the let me just quickly solve this technical glitch and then we can quickly start this lecture. Yes. So the screen is not scrolling, and that's the reason if I write anything on the screen, you will not able to see that. And I want to discuss answer writing today. So let me quickly solve this. Let us take a break of 10 minutes at least, and let meanwhile I will solve this thing, and then again we will be live. We will be live anyways, but we will be just our technical team will quickly sort this problem. But meanwhile, please read what we have already covered. Yes, section 8, OPC, these all things quickly please try to cover. Yes. सब इस पर ओके दबाओ, ओके दबाने के बाद देखो बंद हो जाएगा। ओके दबाओ आप, ओके। हाँ सर। अब सही है, सही हो गया। ये सेम टू सेम चीज मैंने किया, बट प्रॉपर्टी में जाके ही किया। परफेक्ट हो गया, परफेक्ट। इट्स परफेक्ट। ओके ओके। Yes, friends, it is solved. It is solved. It is solved. Okay, let's get started then. Let's get started. Please share the link quickly and we'll start. Almost we have completed our 10 minutes break. The issue is solved, but we have not yet completed the definition. So quickly share it with your friends. Quickly. Yes, guys. I hope it is. It is. It is. We are. We have solved all the technical glitch it was there. And now I think audio video is absolutely perfect, and also the screen is moving. I hope you understood this very first exception. Let us jump to the second exception. Let us jump to the second exception. We have almost wasted our 15 minutes just for this thing. Let us understand the second exception. Now, what is this second exception is all about? Friends, the second exception is applicable on the private company. Which company, my dear friends? Private company. First exception was applicable on the public company where whose unlisted company, whose equity shares are not listed. But in the second case, you guys need to understand private company. Now, if a private company has raised funds with the help of NCD. Now, I'm not writing here that private companies should not they should not list their equity, because private company can anyways cannot issue equity shares to the public without converting itself into a public company. I hope you know that private company is disallowed to issue shares for subscription to the public. So I'm not writing here that private companies equity shares shall not be listed. That means this private company will be unlisted only. Whose equity shares are whose equity shares are not listed. Whose equity shares are not listed. This is absolutely the concept. Absolutely the things are same, easy. This is the thing. This is the thing. Private company anyways, they cannot go and approach to the public for subscription. So, private company has issued non-convertible debentures and they are listed also. But always remember, I have issued NCD on private placement basis. On what basis? Private placement basis as per SEBI ILDS regulation. ILDS regulation 2008. 2008. Mind you, my dear friends, mind you, today when I am recording this video, today when I'm recording this video, you guys need to understand this ILDS regulation is not applicable in real life. I hope you're there. This ILDS regulation is not applicable in real life. Also, the issue and listing of non-convertible redeemable preferences is also not applicable in real life. So this two regulation what I've mentioned here, and also here the replacement regulation is called as, let me put a hashtag, institute has not changed it, but in reality we don't follow all these things. In reality we don't follow this. What we follow, by the way, we follow SEBI NCS regulation 2021. This is what we follow in practical life. So if today you want to issue non-convertible debentures, or today if you want to issue a non-convertible redeemable preference shares, in both the cases, my dear friends, you guys need to understand, in institute book it is mentioned that SEBI ILDS, but in practical life we follow SEBI NCS regulation. Now friends, if you don't remember that what was the name of the SEBI regulation, if you don't remember, need not to worry about it. You just write SEBI regulation. I hope you understand this. Yes, I hope you understand. If you don't remember, you just write SEBI regulation. You just write SEBI regulation. Easy? Yes, whenever you don't remember the name, try to remember. But if you don't remember, so where it is listed, by the way, it is listed on recognized stock exchange. It is recognized. It is listed on recognized stock exchange. I hope you understood. Now, whenever I say recognized stock exchange means what? Same thing. NSE, BSE. This is the same thing. Okay. Perfect. Easy. Easy, friends. Okay. I hope till now we have covered only two exceptions. It's almost an hour. We have just completed two exceptions. Now, because because of the technical thing, we wasted our 15-20 minutes. But till now we have covered very important topic called as listed company. With that, we have covered one more important concept, that is the exception related to listed company. Easy. The third exception. It says you are a public company. 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 Okay. Now, this time, you are listed. This time, you are listed. But you know where? Which has not listed its equity in India, but they are listed. Where, sir? But they are listed. But they are listed. You know where? But they are listed on a, let me change the statement, but has listed its securities. Okay? Has listed its securities in a jurisdiction. What is the meaning of jurisdiction? Jurisdiction means area. As specified under section 23 clause 3. That is nothing but they are discussing a concept called as foreign stock exchange. The story is very simple, my dear friends. If my company's shares are listed on New York Stock Exchange, and I am not listed on Indian Stock Exchange. If I'm not Indian, I am not listed on Indian Stock Exchange, but I'm listed where? I'm listed in New York Stock Exchange. I'm listed in Luxembourg Stock Exchange, which is nothing but called as foreign stock exchange. So my company, which is Indian company, but their securities are listed where? The securities are listed in foreign stock exchange. So my dear friends, again you will get exemption. This was the important thing what I wanted to discuss with you. Yes, I wanted to discuss with you. So quickly revise whatever we have did in last 1 hour. In last 1 hour, we have discussed what is listed company. What is listed company? Companies whose securities are listed on a recognized stock exchange. Then friends, these type of companies are called as listed company. There are total 3 exceptions. 3 exception means even if your companies are listed on recognized stock exchange, but I will consider you as a unlisted company. Number one, you are a public company. Number one, you are a public company. Its equity is not listed, but sir, they have raised funds. How? Either by non-convertible debentures, everybody, either by non-convertible debentures or either by non-convertible redeemable preference shares, or either by non-convertible redeemable preference shares. They have followed SEBI regulation. They have followed SEBI regulation and listed on recognized stock exchange. Guys need to understand they are considered as unlisted company. I'll give you an example. If your company's equity is listed, no doubt you're issuing non-convertible redeemable preferences or non-convertible preferences. I will not even consider you for all these things. If your equity shares are listed, I will never discuss other conditions only. Your equity should not be listed in Indian market. Why? If equity is listed in Indian market, more and more public will be involved. That's the reason. Second and super duper important concept that I want to study, want to explain to you, that private company whose equity is not listed. So anyways, private company's equity will be not listed, but they have issued non-convertible debentures. 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 But always remember, they have issued non-convertible debentures and they have followed SEBI regulation. By following SEBI regulation, they are complying all these things. Third important thing, and that is related to, you're a public company, but your shares are listed in a foreign jurisdiction. Your shares are listed in the foreign jurisdiction. I hope this concept is super duper easy, and I hope you understand all this thing. Easy, simple. So we have technically completed listed company. Technically, with all technical glitches. Yes, yes, guys. Let's go to the next concept. There are a couple of topics which are pending, then we will complete this chapter. Next is Nidhi company. Which company? Nidhi company. Nidhi company's provisions are there under section 406. It is mentioned in the section 406. Now, what is basically a Nidhi company? Okay, so Nidhi company is basically a company whereby they wanted to motivate savings habit. They wanted to motivate saving habit. Now, whenever I say you're a Nidhi company, what is basically a Nidhi company? It is basically a Nidhi company. And what is Nidhi company? So Nidhi company is basically a public company. Easy? Why do you form Nidhi company. What is the objective to form Nidhi company? There are total two objective. Objective 1, objective 2. There are total how many objective? There are total two objective. Number 1, they are here to promote habit of thrift savings. Among whom? Among members. First thing, that they want to create a saving habit to with its member. Second is, they are creating such type of companies for mutual benefits of its member. Long story short, Nidhi company is the company which take funds from their member and give loan to their member. So basically, they are basically creating a self-help group. I hope you understand this. They basically create a self-help group. Easy? Okay. Number 1 is public company. It's a public company. There are two objectives: to thrift saving among the member and mutual benefit to its member. Yes. Next important thing. Just now I said this type of company accept deposits. Yes, they accept. So accept deposits to which, sorry, accept deposits from its members. Accept deposits from its member. Also, I have mentioned that they will grant loans also. So they will grant loans to members only, no outsiders. They will give only to members only. Easy? Simple. So Nidhi company means the company. Nidhi company means the company where the primary objective is to create a habit of saving, and number 2, we create these type of company for mutual benefits. That means they will accept deposit from their members and grant loan to their member only. I hope you understand this. Yes or no? Easy? Super simple? Okay. Everybody. Easy? Now, whenever a company is a Nidhi company, always remember it will be declared by central government, and they will issue a notification in official gazette. Always remember this thing. They will issue a notice in the official gazette. So Nidhi company means, in short, they will accept deposits and they will grant loans to their members. And there are two basic objectives. First, thrift saving among members, and second is their mutual benefits. Always remember, Nidhi company is basically a public company. Nidhi company is basically a public company. Now, a Nidhi company will be called as Nidhi company if it is declared by the central government by issuing a notification in official gazette. Easy? Very simple. Very good. Very good. Okay. The important and super duper thing, that is the next topic, is public financial institutions, also called as PFI. Public financial institutions. PFI, public financial institution, and it is mentioned under section 2, clause 72. Don't remember this type of section. I will always help you to remember the section, since we are just into the preliminary stage. That the reason I'm discussing the topic. Make sure you make notes of all these things, revise every day, so that we are at par. And if we are at par, we will able to understand how to deliver the answer writing. Easy. Now, whenever I say you are a PFI, that means I am telling you are LIC, you are IDFC, you are IDFC, LIC, IDFC, you are UTI. So any specified company which has been mentioned by UTI, then you are. Or always remember, company, or you can say body specified by CG. Okay. Next is again company slash body specified by CG in consultation with RBI. These are the things that one need to understand. These are the things that one need to understand. Whenever I say you are a PFI, whenever I say you are a PFI, then guys, you guys need to understand I am talking about LIC, I am talking about IDFC, I am talking about UTI. I hope you understand. I talk about any company which has been recommended by central government, or anybody or anything or any institution which is being notified by central government, but after consulting what? After consulting RBI. Easy? Now. Very, very important, very, very crucial, and super duper thing. That is what? That is the condition. There are specific condition a person need to understand. There are specific condition. If you want to qualify as a PFI, if you want to qualify as a PFI, so there are things that you need to focus on. Number one, number two. Number one and number two. Number one is what? Please remember. It says if minimum 51% 51% of holding is with government. First criteria, 51% of the holding is with the government. Which government? Any government, central, state, or anyone. Or such institution has been formed under central slash state, but not under Companies Act. So either you are a company having 51% holding with the government, or you're an institution whereby a special act has been formed. Say example, begin example here. Whenever I talk about LIC, so LIC is a special body, and we have created LIC. We have created LIC by basically passing a rule called as LIC Act 1956. We did that. And after doing all these things, we have LIC today. However, now they follow Companies Act because the LIC is now been listed. But I hope you understand this. With this, our majority concepts, majority concepts is completed. So, like what we have covered. Let us quickly recap. In last 4 sessions, what we have covered. So, example, we have covered section number 3. Section number 3 was formation of companies. Yes, 7, 2, 1, 1 in case of OPC. We have covered all these things. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, we have covered all these things. Number 2, we have covered section 3A. Yes, it was the liability. It was about liability of members. It is on liability of members. Easy. Section 3 we have completed. We have completed section 3A. Okay. Now, we have also completed a lot of sections related to section 2. Section 2 is for a definition, and we have covered section 220, that is company's definition. Covered. Then we have covered section 2 clause 71, that is public company. We have followed section 2 clause 68 called as private company. Already covered. I'm just giving you the things what we have already covered. And we have already completed the chapter also. Section 2 clause 85, small company. So know what I want? Friends, whatever topic we have covered in last 4 class, you just have to make a list. Say example, we have covered section 262, that is OPC. Section 262. We're talking about what? We're talking about OPC. Yes or no? Okay, then we did one more section, that is section 246 to 87. 46 is holding company. 87 is subsidiary company. Correct? So we have covered a lot of things here. But the last topic that I will cover now, and then we will complete this chapter. We will complete this chapter after this. What is that? What is that, my dear friends? I will be teaching you section number 1919. Yes, section number 1919. What is 1919, by the way? It says subsidiaries will not allot shares to holding, and subsidiary will not hold any shares of holding. So holding will not allot any shares, and subsidiary will not do anything. We'll repeat again. Holding will not allot shares to subsidiary. Holding will not allot shares to subsidiary, and subsidiary will not hold shares of holding. These are the two things you have to always remember. Yes, but law says what? It says holding company shall not allot what? Shares to subsidiary company. And subsidiary company, it is your duty to not hold shares of holding company. Got it? But the law is not that easy, my dear friends. We have some exceptions. Exception to this section. Exception means what? Exception means what? Very simple. Exception means even if you are a subsidiary company, even if you are a subsidiary company, still the things are sorted. Things, the things are sorted. How things are sorted? Let me discuss you that. Exception means Section 19 says holding company shall not allocate or allot shares to subsidiary company, and subsidiary company, my dear friends, will not hold any shares of holding. Now, whenever I say exception, exception means holding have maybe allotted or subsidiaries allowed to hold shares. So let me write it here only. Subsidiary shall not hold shares of holding. Simple. But exception is exactly opposite. Exception means subsidiary can hold, holding can allot. When, when, number one, number one, if shares are, can say, allotted or shares are transferred as LR. LR means legal representative, or shares are transferred. You know when? Transferred as or holding as trust. Holding as trust. I will explain this. And third, holding such shares before the existence of such relationship. For example, today BB Virtual is a subsidiary company of Veranda. BB Virtual is basically a subsidiary company. But let's take an example. BB Virtuals, before this example, hypothetically, BB Virtuals acquired some shares of Veranda before the deal. Before the deal, they acquired some shares. Correct? Now, after the deal, Veranda becomes a holding and BB Virtual becomes a subsidiary company. The lawmaker says a very simple concept, and the simple concept is that they are holding the shares. BB Virtual is holding the share of Veranda before the relationship of holding subsidiary. So, holding such shares are allowed. Easy. The second and first point is, say example, if the shares are transferred as a legal representative. So in case in my company something has happened to the shareholder and we're not getting the legal representative, the power is there. We can give it to subsidiary and subsidiary can hold those shares until and unless we get the legal heir. Second is very important and you can expect the questions in the exam. That is, shares are, you can say, held as trust. We have given shares on the basis of trust. Let us discuss a question to understand this. Okay, let us discuss a question. Just give me 2 minutes. I will bring the question on the screen. Just give me 2 minutes. Let me discuss the question here only. Let me give an example. So let me write example of section 19. Okay. Let's take an example. You will automatically understand this. This is the company. Okay. This is the company. This is the company. Company name is XY Limited. XY Limited is having a subsidiary Bahubali Limited. Okay. XY Limited has one shareholder called as Bipu. That's with me. Okay. Bipu holds 74% share of XY Limited. Bipu holds how much? 74%. It is not a small percentage, my dear friend. It's a very, very huge percentage. 74 percentage. Now, Bipu created a trust. Bipu created a trust. Easy? Bipu created a trust. And guys, you need to understand, whenever I say a person is creating a trust, the creator of the trust is called as settler. Yes, the creator of the trust is called as settler. The manager of the trust, the manager of the trust, manager of the trust is called as trustee. I have few questions from YouTube Live. I will take that question. Don't worry. I have few questions from YouTube Live. Say like, good morning, sir. I have a question. If company is listed in foreign, that is Nasdaq, and not listed in Indian, but company is incorporated in India and wants to raise funds through NCD and NCRP, is this exemption is qualified? See, yes, it is qualified. You will get this exemption. It is, see, what is the definition of listed company? Listed company means your securities are listed. Correct. But if you're listed in Nasdaq and you want to issue NCD in India, it's fine. You have to follow SEBI NCD rules. Yes. Now we have a new regulation, that is NCS. If this is super clear, you can just let me know in the YouTube chat box. Okay. I've just given the example for section number 19. Section number 19 says holding will not give shares to subsidiary and subsidiaries will not hold shares of holding. Easy. These are the things. But there are three exceptions. Exception number one, what I have discussed, is that subsidiary is holding the shares before the relationship of existence. Before the relationship of existence. Example, BB Virtuals and Veranda. BB Virtuals acquired some shares of Veranda. Then tomorrow they created a relationship holding subsidiary where Veranda become holding and BB Virtual is subsidiary. So the share which has been held before the existence of this relationship is holding valid or void? It is valid. Easy? Simple? Super clear. Second is, we are giving the shares as a legal representative. It's fine. Number three is, we have given some shares on trust and I'm discussing that. So XY Limited has a subsidiary called as a Bahubali Limited. Yes, I am a shareholder of 74%. I am a settler of the company. I am a settler of the company. Correct? So I am shareholder of this company and settler of this trust, my dear friends. Settler means the creator of the trust. Settler means the creator of the trust, who is the trustee, manager of the trust. Who is the trustee, manager of the trust? Easy. Who is trustee, manager of the trust? Now, whenever if I ask a question, Who can become trustee? People say a person can become trustee or a big people can become trustee. Answer is no, 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 no. Trustee can be anyone, a bank, a company, anyone. So guys, let me discuss. This trust, what Bippu is creating. Bippu elected Bahubali Limited to act as a trustee. I hope you understood this. Don't complicate this. I am the shareholder of XY Limited and I have created trust. Trust, trust wanted a trustee. Trust wanted a trustee. So we created Bahubali Limited. So we created Bahubali Limited. Okay, we have created Bahubali Limited for that. Bahubali is not only a subsidiary of XYZ but also a trustee of this trust. Now, I, being a settler, I, being a founder of this trust, I gave 100 crore as my, you can say, donation plus 10% shares of XY Limited. Trust will not hold all this thing. This 100 crore will be with Bahubali and shares of XY will be with Bahubali. Oh my god! Bahubali being a subsidiary of XYZ is holding shares of its holding company. Allowed, not allowed? Allowed because they are holding shares on trust basis. Easy, 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 easy. Simple. This is what the concept is all about. And I will request after completion of lecture number 4, class number 4, your primary duty will to make a list of all the sections. Guys, right now we have completed the first chapter that can help you to form base. If you know all these things, your base will be very strong. Private, public, OPC, small, holding, subsidiary, associate, section 8, OPC listed. You know all these things. Your base building should be super strong. As I have always promised to do a writing practice thing. So what I will do, I will start a new thing and I have so many questions for that chapter. Why I'm not discussing question answer of this chapter? Reason is very simple because you might not see these question in your chapter 1. Since in your chapter 1, what you can see is definition. If you have institutes module, but I have collated all this information and all this topic into a single chapter. What book I have given to you, it include all this topic. Correct? Also question answers book. But till now, please let me know that you have understood all these things or not. There was a doubt. I have already clarified the doubt. If it is super clear, then you can just quickly let me know in the YouTube live box. Also, you can, if you're joining it from app, you can just mention me there also. This was nothing but class 4 notes. I wanted to start a fresh chapter, but quickly let me know in the YouTube box that whatever concepts we have covered, private, public, OPC, small, do you understand all these things or not? So that I can upgrade the bar, upgrade the concept. Come on. Very quickly. Very quickly. Yes, all I have also discussed what is there in the institutes book. This is your institutes book. Yes, this is your institute book, whereby we have covered a lot of concepts already. Say example, since it's a locked PDF, I will not able to annotate. Okay, but let me discuss all these things like what we have covered. This is a preliminary chapter, the Institute's book. We have covered this introduction part with all dates. We have covered all these things. 470 sections, 7 schedules already covered. Section 1 says what? We have already covered all these things. Next, where it is applicable, whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir, and it is applicable on whom? It is applicable on companies, and it is also applicable on big companies. Big company means banking, insurance, generation of electricity. 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 Come on. Banking, insurance, generation of electricity. Banking, insurance, generation of electricity. Big company. Now, let me discuss this also. Let's take an example. If you're a banking company, you will not only follow banking regulation, but you will also follow Companies Act. And if there is any dispute, then who will win, my dear friends? Who will win? Your special act or the provision governing you will win. For example, if you're an electricity company, so you will not only follow Electricity Act, but also follow the Companies Act. Now, if there is a fight between, if these two law contradict each other, if these two law contradict to each other, you guys need to have a very simple thing, the special act, the law which is governing, that will have more power. Easy. Next, definition is duly covered. Now, you can see abridged prospectus, accounting standards. Abridged prospectus, I will do it in third chapter. Accounting standard, I will do it when I will teach you 133. So, you know what I've did? This definition, whatever you see, I have divided. Say, example, articles. Article next chapter. But you see, we have covered associate company. Associate company means company which having a significant influence, but not a subsidiary. It is obvious. Obvious. How to have a significant influence? At least 20% should be there with the associate company. AS, authorized capital, fourth chapter. Body corporate corporation is there. Books account is a separate chapter. I am covering all these things. Be it CEO, be it chartered accountant, be it company. We have covered all this company. Company with company incorporated under that or any other previous company law. Yes. Then financial year I will teach you in AGM chapter. Reserve I will teach you in dividend chapter. GD I will teach you in fourth chapter. We have covered government company. Government company is duly covered. Yes. What is the percentage? At least 50%, not less than 51%. Always remember. If you want to be government company, 51, 51, 51, 51. Holding, it is always more than half. Yes, more than half. You're holding either by yourself or through your subsidiaries. Okay, friends, then we know what is listed company. Just now we did listed company means whose securities are listed on recognized stock exchange. But provided means exceptions. Yes, these are the exception. Already covered. Public company whose equity is not listed, but their non-convertible debt securities are listed or non-convertible redeemable preferences are listed by following the SEBI regulation. Then your private company is listed, but their equity is not listed, but their non-convertible debt is listed. Then your public company is not listed its equity in India, but it is listed in section 23 clause 3, that is foreign stock exchange. Already we have covered this. There is a chapter called as chapter 3 where I will discuss prospectus, my dear friends. Real prospectus. This Swiggy's real prospectus we'll discuss once we come to third chapter. Then we know what is manager. Member, fourth chapter. Memorandum, second chapter. Net worth, CSR chapter. I have just divided the thing. OPC we have covered, but we have covered in detail. What is OPC and all these things? Private company already we have covered in the first lecture itself. So what I wanted to convey a very simple and sober message that we are covering all this definition throughout the syllabus. So don't read your first chapter from the institute's book. Rather, you read my book where I have divided all the topic. All the topic. Okay, my dear friends. Now, before any delay, I want to discuss a very important thing. I wanted to discuss few questions. I wanted to do some writing practice. But before that, I will start a new concept. I want to start a new concept. But friends, please, 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 if you understood these different type of companies, please, it is your responsibility. Go home and quickly first either you download this notes from the app and complete the writing part, but make sure you have your handwritten thing. Now why I am telling you this, I am telling you because at the end of the day your own handwritten notes will give you more confidence. So let us quickly start the class for second chapter. Okay, now no doubt I am discussing second chapter, but friends, it is almost connected. It is almost connected. If you understand all these things, it is all connected. Now friends, let me discuss what is the concept I want to discuss. Friends, in chapter number 1, I have discussed actually different types of company. Yes, I have discussed different type of company, be it private, be it public, be it PFI, be it anything. I hope you understand all these things. I hope you understand all these things. Today, I am actually discussing the next part, and that is the incorporation of what? Incorporation of companies. Of what? Incorporation of companies and matters incidental to thereto. Incidental to thereto. Please be focused. Just now I discussed chapter number 1, the all preliminary concept that will help you to create your base. I hope these concepts are super easy. I hope you are getting all these things. Not now, I am actually discussing what are the things you require to incorporate a company. And if today you want to incorporate a company, then what is the procedure? You guys need to understand the procedure. Now friends, whenever you want to study this chapter, you have to study three things. First, you need to learn incorporation of companies. First item that you need to learn is incorporation of companies. Second, you guys need to understand what is memorandum, and third, you guys need to understand what is articles of association. See, directly again, I'm covering all the definitions. So don't study chapter 1 first directly from institute's module. If you have institute's module, if you have my book, study directly from my book. I have covered holistically all the provision and everything is colorful and all these things. Okay, now friends, quickly we have to cover one, two, three topics. Three topics. First is incorporation of companies. Second is memorandum. Third is article. We need to follow three things: incorporation of companies, memorandum, and article. If today I want to incorporate a company. Now, why I have started this? I have started because of a single reason. I want to discuss that it is a connecting topic. Every topic you see is a connecting topic with each other. Correct? Every topic is connected topic with each other. Every topic is connected. First, you need to understand what is the incorporation process. Second, the memorandum. third the articles. If you know all these things, automatically you will able to create a company, you will able to incorporate a company. If you want to incorporate a company, this is the procedure, my dear friends. We need to understand now in detail what all things we need to incorporate, what all things need to be incorporated, what all things are required. Only and only we'll able to understand the things very clearly, very clearly. Easy. Now, in the last chapter, in last three classes, we have covered different type of companies, and now we are starting the incorporation process. I will only able to complete one definition, and then I will close this class. Okay, now what is the first topic today we will discuss? We will first discuss the incorporation of companies. So we'll discuss the incorporation of companies, how you can incorporate a company, now for that you guys need to understand the regulatory framework. I will explain what is the regulatory framework, and I will not teach anything other than that. Now why? Because I want everyone to come fresh tomorrow with this new chapter. Okay, I'm just starting this chapter, but yes. So incorporation of company, you will follow the regulatory framework. What all rules a person need to comply if they want to incorporate a company. Number one, they need to comply with the section number 2, clause 69. They will have to comply with section number 2, clause 69. That means they need to understand what is the meaning of promoter. If they understand the meaning of promoter, voila, easily you will able to incorporate a company. So incorporating a company is super important, but for that you guys need to understand what is section 2, clause 69. It is there as per institute's book, it is there in chapter 1, but friend, it doesn't make sense if you don't know the background. Today I am starting a company. If I am starting a company, only then I am required to identify, or I am required to incorporate a company. Okay, first and foremost thing, I need to understand this section 2, clause 69. Then friends, I need to follow a section called as section number 7. I need to follow a section called as section number 7. That is nothing but procedure. It is nothing but a procedure. Section number 7 is a procedure where you will follow the procedure and incorporate a company. Next, you will follow a section called as section number 4. We'll follow a section, that is section number 4, that is the memorandum. Then you will follow section number 5, that is the articles. Yes, that is the article. So my dear friends, you guys need to understand first promoter, procedure, memorandum, articles. These things are required to form a company. I hope you understand this. And we need to follow one more section called as section number 9. Section number 9 talks about the procedures. Section 9 talks about the effect. Which effect? It talks about effect. Once the company is incorporated, then what will be the effect? So effect of registration. What is the effect? Effect of registration. That means once the company is formed, my dear friends, what will be the effect? After section number 9, my dear friend, you will follow rule number 12 to rule number 18. Rule number 12 to rule number 18. Remember, we have to remember the name of the rule. That is companies. companies incorporation rules 2014. Incorporation rules 2014. Companies incorporation rules 2014. I am not starting any new provision. I just wanted to give you gist of the chapter. Yes, we have just started this. I just wanted to give you gist that what all things are there in this thing. Yes, in this chapter. Now, why I am not starting the concept? Because ultimately it will be overload of information. Tomorrow, in a fresh mind, we will start this chapter. But till now, you guys need to understand, if you want to incorporate a company, this is the procedure, that is the incorporation of companies, and what all things which is being required to incorporate a company. So there are three topics in all. You have to study incorporation, memorandum, articles. So memorandum, article, definition, concept, topic, rules, we will cover separately. Now you guys need to understand, if today you want to incorporate a company, this is the basic procedure, right? Now sir, if you're not starting the chapter, then what you will do in next 15 minutes? Friends, many of them are here who are not from CA foundation background. So that means, friend, that means you are coming directly from your graduation level. I wanted to discuss a thing that whenever in the examination a question is being asked, you guys need to understand the question will be of two types. The question will be of two types. Number one, it will be case based questions. In case based question, you guys need to understand, number one, you will get MCQ. They will give you a case and a story. You have to comply with the MCQ. Second, after MCQ, they will ask you a subjective question. Subjective means descriptive. So case based question, they will ask you MCQ, the subjective. And there will be direct questions. Whenever I say direct question means directly they will ask you a question. Say example, define a private company, or they will definitely ask you direct question like what is small company, criteria related to small company. Direct question. Even MCQ can be direct. Small company has a minimum paid up capital can be dash. So this can be asked in the exam. This is a direct thing. This is a very easy thing. But what is important, how to execute a case based subjective question. Subjective question. So always remember, your answer will have three parts. Your answer will have how many parts? Your answer will have total three parts. Total how many parts? Total three parts. Your answer will have total three parts. Part number one, you will write the law. You will write legal provisions. You will write what? You will write law. You will write legal provision. If you remember any name of case study, you will write that. If not case study, then if you remember some other things, law, legal provision, any case study you remember, you need to mention here definition. Whatever you remember, there is no hard and fast rule. You have to mention your section. So what all things which is been mentioned in the law, you will mention here. That means this paragraph is dedicated to write the provisions. This paragraph is totally dedicated to write all about the provisions. Yes, your intention here should to mention all the provisions. Easy? You will mention all the provisions. Simple? Easy? Okay. Second para is nothing but you will discuss the facts. In second para, my dear friends, we will discuss the facts. Now, whenever I say facts, that means you guys have to discuss what the question is asking you. So maybe you can write the facts. You can have to write the question, and I will just say you have to do it in active passive. Have to do what? Active passive. This is a game where you will just write what they have asked in the question. Just what they have asked in the question. Easy? Okay. Third important is the conclusion. Third important part is conclusion. Now, whenever I say you will conclude, that means you have to give the answer what they have asked. Say example, they says there's a question. Whatever they say, now you have to comment. Will it hold true? Will it not hold true? The statement is correct or statement is incorrect. You have to include all these things in this conclusion thing. Easy? Friends, I have just given you the overview. Don't worry. In the lecture itself, I will discuss how to write. I have not discussed any question till now except two questions in I think lecture 2. Tomorrow onwards, I will discuss the questions as well, my dear friends. Why I have not discussed till now? Number one, because your chapter 1 of institute and chapter 1 what I have designed is bit different. That's the reason. Sir, if it is different, are we covering everything? Answer is yes. You will be always, you need to always remember, you will be covering extra. Whenever I teach you, I will always teach you something which is extra, something which is required to have a basic understanding of any concept. So, if the question has been asked on case based thing, if they ask you a question which is case based thing, you have to answer this you have to answer this in this format. First, the legal provision, the facts, the conclusion. In legal provision, you will write law, legal provision, any provisions, then case study, definition, section. You have to mention all these things. And once you mention all these things, then you please mention the facts and then you mention the conclusion. If you do all these things, my dear friends, only and only you will able to create an answer. Many of the people ask me, sir, is it important to write a 3-pager, 4-pager, 5-pager answers? Answer is no. You always remember, it is not at all required to write 7-pager page answer just to get that marks. No, it is not at all the scene. You are writing a professional exam, my dear friends. There is a technique, there is a need, and you have to suffice those need if you want to get that brownie marks. So if you are really planning to get very good marks, please make sure, number one, study every day. So we have already covered the notes. Make sure you read everything ASAP. Don't even think to delay. Make these notes, make it colorful. And third, solve the question answers. In last 4 class, I have not discussed the questions. Now from 5th class onwards, where you have the basic maturity to understand the basic provision of law, from 5th class, and from tomorrow, I will discuss the important question. So I am not starting any new concept. I will discuss chapter number 2 tomorrow. So my dear friends, see you tomorrow, and next, I think in next half an hour from 11 o'clock, you'll have your accounts lecture, and then you will have your tax lecture. We are uploading the video on YouTube as well, so you can join us via YouTube or you can join us via app. So I will see you in the next lecture. Till the time, bye bye, take care, good night, and see you in the next lecture. Every day I will be uploading MCQs. Yes, except Sundays. So please make sure you read the MCQs. Even if you have missed any MCQs, I have created some highlight which will help you to understand the concept and what type of question they ask. You will automatically get this. So I will see you in the next lecture. Till that time, bye bye, take it, good night, and stay tuned for awesome lessons. Bye bye, guys. and please revise, and please revise and comment. Please make sure, please be on time. Bye bye guys, and stay tuned. Bye bye guys. See you. You can always let you know if you have any query. Always, I'm always available. You can DM me on Instagram anywhere. I'll also give you a number where you can just quickly, if you have any question, you can just quickly notify any of your doubts in that number. Okay, bye bye. Take care and see ya, guys.